Hello again, everyone. I just wanted to revert back to something that I forgot to mention in my report, which is that on September the 12th we are co-hosting an event in Thessaloniki in conjunction with Άξιον Εστιν, which is the Mount Athos Centre of Thessaloniki, and this conference and exhibition will feature the physical landscape of the Holy Mountain, so it will be specifically about the animals that live there, the trees that grow there, and so on. So it's a kind of a different event, and it's obviously inspired by our path clearing adventures from the last 25 years. So if any of you can be in Thessaloniki on September 12th, we would love to see you there. Graham mentioned earlier that we are an organisation. Sorry, I'm trying to avoid the other microphones because they make me sound weird.
Chris, I think these are loud enough. These are much better microphones.
Okay.
I'll just switch this one.
So Graham mentioned earlier on we're an organisation of friends. It's always a good thing to be reminded of that, and to be reminded as why events like these are so important. And I just wanted to talk about two of my friends, if it's okay. One is I want to thank Father Philoumenos from earlier on, because he felt really unwell yesterday, obviously to the extent that he couldn't travel, but he made sure he got home on the Holy Mountain last night, woke up early this morning and was very determined that he would give his talk. And he probably wasn't feeling as well as he tried to pretend he was, but there I was incredibly impressed with his fortitude and his dedication and his knowledge. So I'm proud to have him as a friend. Second person that I'm proud to have as a friend is Father Vissarion, because what he has endured is not only a shortish flight from Thessaloniki, but a 4.5 hour journey around the M25 yesterday, which I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy. So I'm absolutely delighted he's here, and he will talk to us about the more recent history of the cell and the time frame in which we have played a very, very small role in getting it to where it is today. It's my great pleasure to introduce Father Vissarion.
I like very much the introduction about friends, because we are a group of friends in Mount Athos. I mean, we're a group of friends that repentance is uniting us. If we were out in the world, there was no way we would be together. Because I'm not the same as Father Philoumenos, I'm not the same as Father. We have a different view, different lives, different lifestyles. I mean, could never be together unless we had the repentance that unites.
Could you direct your voice at the microphone?
This one. Okay. Can you hear me now? Oh, this one? This one. This one. Okay. I'll go one of them.
A bit closer. No, they both work.
Okay, one of them.
Just a bit closer.
Okay. I'll go. Can you hear me now? Loud and clear? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to talk about a group of friends that have gone up to Mount Athos and try to make a living there, and try to, in the cell of Άξιον Εστιν, try to revive it. This is the previous icon was, everybody knows, is Άξιον Εστιν. This is the one that now is in the temple of Άξιον Εστιν. It's miraculous, like the other one, not like the other one, but it's also miraculous. You have seen these pictures before. We were working separately with Father Philoumenos. These are the various pictures from Άξιον Εστιν for the past. You see how it was. I have a gravure of engraving of the 19th century. You see how the cell was at the time. This is the workers' house. This is what we are trying to build, the new building. This is the old building. This is the church. I have a picture of fathers with the workers' house, the one that we have, with your help, we have managed to complete in the background. So I'm going to show you a lot of pictures of what we have done up to now. I will speak, but I will try to make more emphasis on pictures. So this is a picture we found, a photo we found from 2007. The way we went up to Άξιον Εστιν, one day we had a friend in Mount Athos. He was working there, and he went to the elder of Pantokrator, Moni Pantokratoros, the monastery of Pantokrator, and he told him that I have some friends out in the world that they're thinking about something about Mount Athos. And the elder said, why don't they come and go to Άξιον Εστιν, just like that, which was a surprise. Of course, Άξιον Εστιν was ruins, we'll see later on. That's how it all started. I mean, some friends went together, we went to see the cell, we went to see the elder of Pantokratoros, went to see the elder of Xenophotos. They all approved us, and that's how it all started. So we had to go there and see what was about. I mean, what we're going to hopefully live in, where we're going to be living. This is the location. It's just below. This is St. Andrew Skit. So this is how Άξιον Εστιν was located. This place is Kapsala. Kapsala is a monastic area, just in the back of St. Andrew Skit. So we started going down. We started from St. Andrew's Skit. This is the way we started going down. And Άξιον Εστιν appeared somewhere in the forest. This is a closer look at the cell. So we went down. There is a valley. The Adin chanting from Adin. Adin is the translation, is Greek word. So we went down the valley. We found this bridge, the small bridge, and then we started going up. There is a small wall there with an icon of Virgin Mary, of our Mother, Theotokos. Further up, and then we found a gate. It's an old gate, it does not exist anymore, it fell apart, that's like most part of the cell, many parts of the cell. So we went closer, and Άξιον Εστιν is there in the back. Before going there, the fathers, Άξιον Εστιν was very famous at the 19th century. A group of Philomenos told you about, a group of monks from Macedonia, both Greek and Bulgarian speaking, went to the cell. But at the beginning of the 19th century, we have a lot of Zelos monks. You know what Zelos means? They've separated. They say that we are in Greek it's Gnisi, or we are the authentic Orthodox. They have, unfortunately, they have separated from the church, so they've created their own church. So one of them, I mean, this is why Άξιον Εστιν was, it stopped. They left. The monks left. We had the Second World War. We had Bulgarians taking the wrong side of history. So it was left with one zealous monk all alone. And once a year, the fathers from Pantokratos used to go there, and they cleaned the jungle and had the feast. The 11th, as Philomenos told you, the 11th of June with our dictionary, it's 24th with yours. So it was more like it's abandoned. At the time we went there, it was abandoned. A monk from a nearby cell had left his phone on the door. You should call him when he was available to open you the cell and go and visit it. These are the ruins of a blacksmith shop inside the cell. At the left of the cell, there was a blacksmith shop, but which is not it's for a workshop. They also had an old olive mill. You can see here the ruins of the press. I could not find a better picture. I spent a day in my archives, the old pictures, trying to collect them and find the pictures for this presentation. And this is the cell. This is the cell. This is what we faced. This is the old cell. Here on the left there was an old furnace. It does not exist anymore. It fell apart. And this is what we see from the cell. Going back, this is the workers' house. This is the workers' house. This is what we found. You cannot see anything. And the right is the remains of the various workshops. I found another picture from we had some taken from a drone. You can see it from up. How it was later. It was not at that period of time. It is much later. This picture taken. You can see here the workers' house. This is the main building. This is the main building of Άξιον Εστιν. Here is the church. Okay, and here is those workshops. Okay, and here in the back we have the first photovoltaic cells that we have built. So this is how from Άξιον Εστιν how it looked. Apostle Andrew's kit. Here we have a better picture, much more clear. So it's down. Άξιον Εστιν is down in a valley. Everything else is up. So you're in the middle of a valley. This is another cell, Barbera cell. This is where we get our water. There's a fountain there, and all Kapsala area takes the water from this cell, this one. So we have to sleep somewhere, so you can see here we picked up some tables, we put some blankets on top, and that's where the first night, and you see all the ruins, you see the roof. We just cleaned a little bit of the floor because we have rats, whatever you can imagine. This is the first transportation media. We used it's mules. It's mules. Yeah, we used them to carry our stuff because there was no road. We had to go through all the path that I show you. We had to go through that path with the mules and to transport all the goods we needed. Thanks God, I had this tractor, which I brought to Mount Athos, and it was our first. Also, we used it instead of mules because mules were not our own. We had to let them. So we had this, and we was carrying things going down this steep road to carry our things. Here is an old picture of mine. I was driving the tractor. You can see here's the cliff. If I had gone a few further down, then I would not be here today talking to you. It was the turn. As you go up, you see, as you go up, you have to turn to the right. So here I had to go back and forth a few times to get the right. Thanks God, everything went fine. This is what we found inside. These are some pictures from the kitchen. Let's go make the kitchen. You see how it was. And the cells, everything was falling apart. So what we had to do is, we had, as I told you, we are some friends, just like you, a group of friends. We have other friends that are not monks, they have their families, so they came to help us here. We have somebody who was doing some plaster, with the plaster on the walls and the paint, etc. So this is a picture from the church. This is the church after we have managed to. It's not something fantastic, but it's viable. I mean, now it's acceptable. And this is another picture from the church. This is one of the icons of Άξιον Εστιν. All around have other the miracle. And this is an old picture of the altar. So everything looks much better. This is the kitchen after the initial restoration. So we started making viable. We could live there. We've made the αρχονταρίκη, the common room. We also try to make it better. You see, it's much better now. And here is for those of you who have been to Apostle Andrew's skit, if you remember Father Ephraim, do you know? He came because we didn't speak about the stone where the archangel engraved the Άξιον Εστιν was sent to Constantinople, and in the Crusades, the Third Crusade in 1204, the Crusaders took the stone with them in Vatikanon, and according to the tradition, they say that some pieces are still in the warehouses of Vatikanon. So Elder Ephraim came down to us with a copy of this stone with all those people from Skit, and he gave it to us as a present for being us there. We used gypsosanides, plaster. Andrew, plaster wall.
Plaster board.
Plaster
Board.
Board. Plaster boards is correct. We use plaster boards for the ceilings and the walls to not to renovate it, but just to keep some distance from what's happening. Because on top of that we had rats, we had bats, whatever. So. And you see Father Lucianos here, a very old picture from this. This was going to be the garden. It was clean. It was much worse than that. It was jungle at the beginning, but okay, now we started cultivating. Okay, so we managed to have some rooms to stay in. We have to have a church. We managed to work somehow. Have a kitchen. And we built the basic infrastructures, electricity with photovoltaic cells. As you know, in Mount Athos we have no electricity, no central electricity. Batteries, inverters, a generator when it was not sunny. Water, cold, how do you say, our first bathrooms and a cesspool. Also, we managed, with the help of the monastery, to open a road so we could have cars going to the cell, so avoid going down using the tractor, which was very dangerous. And as the winter was coming, we had the first miracle, because our own incomes at the beginning was my pension, nothing else. Or all of us were living with my pension. So one day the elder of a nearby cell gave us money, Russian. Gave him some money, saying to him that go find this poor cell and give it to them. So he came to us and he gave the money, and we managed to build our first central heating system. It was a wood burner, some piping and radiator, so we could make it through the winter. But the building was in very bad condition. I mean, these are the bells from when we went there. This is what happened one day. The bells went down, and the world fell apart, because it's, the building, when you leave a building without restoring it for so many years, it was 50, 60 years, 70 years, it was left alone, so it was dangerous. The roof. These are pictures from the roof. See how it is. All this. I mean, the main, the big ones, the ones that support the roof. They were in good condition. I mean, they had no problem. But the small wood, it was rotten. It was 150 years old and 3 centimeters thickness, so it's dangerous. You see here, it is just standing,
Gaps.
gaps, and it was just standing by, by the weight, without falling. So it was very bad condition. Also, the false ceiling we had built could not support partial fall of the roof, because at any time that could fall, and of course people living underneath could have problems. So we try to raise money. I mean, to help to construct something. So we try to visit various rich people for donations. They who were helping others in other cases. There was no way to collect money or support from anybody. So after extensive prayers from our elders, we realized that our mother's will has helped to be built via small anonymous donations. So this was something that is. I also went to some occasions to ask for money. They were take 50 euros and you get lost. This is the feeling that I had. But all of a sudden things changed. I mean, really it was something. I mean, the elder says, because I had I'm an engineer, but I'm not. I started building things in Mount Athos. I was not building things before. One day the elder said, I mean, how much do we need to start with the workers' house? I told him, with 30,000 we could do something. He said, okay, sir, we'll start. We'll find money. And from that day on, things changed. So we met friends of Mount Athos in England, who have now friend of Mount Athos in USA. There are the friend of Mount Athos in Germany, which helped for a while. And we have a lot of money coming from Cyprus, from the Church of Cyprus. One of the monks, I don't know if you met Father Isidoros. He's going in churches in Cyprus, and he's begging for money. And thanks God, he collects every time he goes to a church. People are giving him money because, as I was telling to some of you, the icon of Άξιον Εστιν is a copy of the original icon of Kikos in Cyprus. This was the painting that was painted by Apostle Luke from order from Virgin Mary, and she was praying on that icon. So it's a copy. Άξιον Εστιν is a copy of the original, because Kikos painting Christ is on the right, Eleusa. The same is Άξιον Εστιν. So they feel, the Cypriots feel that we have things in common. So they're helping us. Thanks God, they're helping us. And we have some Cypriots monks also. We have Varnavas, we have Isidoros. So we decided to build a workers' house in order to move the fathers from the old building. This is what we decided to build. Does not look like a building, but So this is what the situation with the workers' house was at the beginning. From outside and from inside, all the ruins. So we started demolition. This is Elder Lukianos here. We started throwing things down. Here's another picture. So we managed to clean. We also hired a tractor to clear the land, the place. There's another picture that I found. Here somebody donated us a water cleaner. It sends water with a lot of pressure in the wall, and cleans all unstable material from the stone. So we cleaned the walls. I made the first plumbing, and we had two Albanians that was helping us at the time, and they're still there helping us. And we strengthened the stone walls before putting concrete in. We put the reinforcing steel mesh. Correct me if I'm wrong, Andrew. You like it? Okay, thank you. And we started mixing concrete. You see, It was have two Albanians. We have Father Lukianos, we have Father Varnavas. Here I found two pictures of Father Varnavas and another friend of ours, Dimitris, who helped us transporting the concrete and put it on the floor. And the application. We had to put also cement on the side walls, so we had to support the woods there, and then fill it up and start. You see here we've started the first walls. We kept part of it, which was very difficult. It was much easier to start from scratch. We had to keep some old walls and put some additions and try to. And this is where we got. This is the end of the ground floor, and we have completed all the walls and support beams for the upper floor. All this we've done on our own with two Albanians. And we started preparing for the upper floor of what you will see now at the end is the workers' house. I put a floor to work on, start building the upper floor, and it's completed here in that picture. We constructed the skeleton. We hired some workers in order to do the roof. We constructed the skeleton of the roof, and then we finished the roof. And here, from another angle, the workers' house is two buildings. The main building, and we have this smaller building. It was an old kitchen, but now we have bedrooms here down here. We do the external paved floor, plumbing and electricity supplies from the main building. And this is the Regat Hospital, the workers' house finished. It's a beauty. I mean, I think you like it. I like it. It also you see it's a traditional Mount Athos building. This is the well. I'll talk about a few things about the well. The well is, according to the tradition, Archangel Gabriel instructed the monks that if they dig at that place, they will find water. So this have a picture of the well. And this is Father Philoumenos. If you don't know if you've seen the picture of Saint Philoumenos, so this is very similar from the Friar Jacob's well in the Holy Land. But the well was contaminated because we had the sewage water. I mean, we just used whatever was available for the bathrooms, and so by having now 4 or 5 people living there all the time, it was contaminated. For that reason, we built a new cesspool. So all sewage water went directed to it in order to clean it and use also the new the workers' house and all the buildings. Sewage water was directed to this. This was a new. Also, we built that. So we finished the workers' house. Fathers went to live in the workers' house. So in the old building we have just the kitchen and the dining room and of course the church. But things were not stable. However, this is the St. Andrew's Kit. We had a heavy rain, and this is what happened. A landslide, an extensive landslide took place, and you see the gap from the trees. It was a forest here also. And this is the result of this rainfall to the road leading to Άξιον Εστιν. So to repeat that, I'm going just to give you an indication of what's happening in Mount Athos. So we had to do a lot of work to support the mountain not falling down and creating problems to the new buildings. So we had to to open holes and do some cement pillars in the basement of stone retaining walls to to keep the mountain from falling. So, and to meet this mess, and this is a stone wall that we built behind the old, the new building that we are building now to support because here we have the mountain. And lots of rains, and it was dangerous. Also, there are some other places where we have built walls. This is a picture I found. There are other pictures that are missing. There are other places that are missing. I could not find pictures to show you. This is another one. And we also cleaned the surrounding area for future cultivation. We've cut trees, we've cleaned the place. Because as you saw in the beginning, it was a jungle. Also, we have a new heating system. It is in the old cell. It will cover the old cell, the church, and the workers' house. This new heating system. But there is a structural problem with the old cell. I mean, this could not go away. No. So we have very close cooperation with the Republic of Cyprus. Close cooperation. I mean, they are helping us now and then. Don't imagine something more than that. So in that. For that, they send us some engineers, to research what's going on with the cell. The cell, in one corner of the old cell, the wall is down compared to the rest 60 centimeters. So it is they came to find out what was going on. So the conclusion of this, they made a paper which gave to the Republic of Cyprus. The conclusion is that the old cell, except for the church, is dangerous and that it can fall apart if certain external conditions may apply, such as earthquakes, ground retreat, the construction of the roof, because the roof is holding things together. And the walls were inclined, they're dangerous. So we have to, they said, don't go there, it's dangerous. If something goes wrong, people may die. This is what they said. So we had to do something immediate. Although we have finished the workers' house, but still we were using the kitchen, we were using the dining room. Some guests were living. Some of you have been living in the old cell. So let's see what's going on. I found a geological map. So these lines, each line, see here, the 300. These lines show the same height from the level of the sea. So this is the 300 meters line. So these small squares are the buildings of Άξιον Εστιν. This small square here. In front of the buildings, the lines spread. You see here. You see how narrow they are here, and how they here, this one and this one. So this indicates that the Άξιον Εστιν is built on a landslide. The mountain on top of Άξιον Εστιν, sometime in the old times, it fell and it made this small areas where we can cultivate things. But the fathers did not know that, so the fathers went here and they built the Άξιον Εστιν in the worst place they could. In the middle, also we did further research on that. So we did some exploratory drilling. We asked some professionals to come there and drill and find out what's happening. So we performed 4 drillings in order to see what's happening in the vicinity of Άξιον Εστιν. The first drilling took place in the pathway above Άξιον Εστιν. Let's go back. We found the rock at 8.5 meters below the ground. We found rock on the top of Άξιον Εστιν, at the foothill. The second was next to the church. This one was 14.5 meters, 6 meters lower. The third one was a little further, 8.5 meters, and the final one was here, 3.5 meters. So we'll see what happened. Άξιον Εστιν is built like that. I mean, the mud filled all this thing. So this is why I told you they built it the worst place they could. So what we actually have, and these are the earthquakes, recent earthquakes. I found a picture from the internet. The maximum was 4.6 Richter that took place, but there were lots of earthquakes. As a result of that, we have many cracks in the old building, and in the church also the temple has some cracks. But they are not dangerous, but we have it. Oops. So the mixture is dangerous. A structurally deformed, dangerous building with ready to fall apart roof. Loose underground from old landslide with water underneath. I show you the pictures of the well. So under the mud, under this loose mud, we have water. So this is contaminated also from the cesspool. Heavy rain that causes new landslides and earthquakes. So it is really dangerous, and we had to do something about it. So we decided to build a new building that could support everyday activities. So we spotted this old, where the old buildings of Άξιον Εστιν were, because we would do something for the time being with the old cell. This is a picture of, this is the furnace, these are other buildings. I mean, we had to clear all that and start building the new. We cleared the ground. This is where it was going to be. This is rock. This is soft. So in order to have a useful something, we decided to make a basement to put all groceries, whatever we want to store, and in order to strengthen the floor, the ground floor would be not on a soft mud, but on top of cement. So it would be much structurally, it would be much stronger that way. So we made a hole here to put a basement. Here we put some cement to clear the area, and this is the structure of the basement. This is the mesh for the steel mesh for the ground floor. There's some pictures that I found of the ground floor, of the basement, and the ground, the first floor. This is also another picture I found showing the second floor. This is the ground floor, this is the second floor, and this is another picture I found where we cemented on the top of the second floor where the roof was going to be. This is the new building. At that time we do not do it on ourselves. Thanks God we had some money, so we asked for an engineer, a construction engineer, to come with his team and build the cement skeleton of the building, so it would be much easier on ourselves to fill the walls and do all the rest of the stuff. So at this time it took us. It will take us less time to finish it. The separating walls is wood with plaster. It's going to be wood with plaster, and you see here the outer walls will be brick, insulation, and rock. Here we had the plumbing and electricity supplies, because we are going to move also all the generators and batteries, etc., from the old building, put somewhere else. So we have made make these holes in order to direct the supplies. This is an internal view of the bedrooms. You see how this also supports the ceiling. It is strength. It is strong, but we further support it with this wood piece of wood. This is a picture from the kitchen. Here is going to be the dining room on the left. Here, this place. It's the basement. The ground floor will separate into one is the kitchen. The other would be the dining room. We're doing an extension of the dining room here, and of the upper floor. Here you see, Father Luciano sent me that picture. It's recent. We have, as I told you, we have the brick, we have insulation, rock wool for insulation, and at the external we have rock. So it will look like this. This is how it's going to be. This is an architect's drawing. We hope to make it that way. This is another picture of how things are going to be. When this new building is finished, all activities from the old cell will move to the new building, and the old will be abandoned except for the church. So the next thing, we hope that by the end of this year we'll finish this new building. All fathers will move, and all activities will move to the new building. And the next thing to have to save is the church. We have to do some pillars we have to dig holes, find the rocks underneath, going 14 meters and a half down to find the rocks in order to support the church, because we have to save the church. This is how far we can go. Today's the old cell. Somebody asked about the door of the archangel. The old cell, we don't know what. For the time being, we cannot go that far. That's how far we can go. So we have to support. We must save the church. We have to drill and fill with cement, and still a large number of cement pillars. Many. Every 30 centimeters we have to drill, and 14 and a half meters down to make holes and fill it with cement and steel in order to support the church. The church, the way they were building the house, they were throwing, they were wetting the area, and they started putting stones without base, with nothing underneath. So what happens is, as time goes by, the stones go down, and you see this time. Those of you who have been to Άξιον Εστιν, in the church, you can see something like that. Yeah, because the rocks are heavier, they're going further down, and then this happens in the middle. No, we have to, to construct a non-existing foundation to support the church building. And now I have one picture of the fathers to have. So those of you who have not been to, this is our elder Porphyrios. He has been here once. We've been together. This is Lukianos, the elder of Άξιον Εστιν, and Philomenos with the icon of Άξιον Εστιν in this litania in the Monday, Good Monday. This is Father Kosmas, Father Isidore from Cyprus, Father Barnabas from Cyprus, Father Joseph, Iosif, Father Vasanoufios, that's me, and Father Grigorios. Going through my old pictures, I found two pictures that I want to share with you. We have here Father Kallistos Ware, farewell, and ask to pray for us. This was the last time I came into England. He was here with the rest of you. Here is me entering the dining. Was the same place? Same place? I don't know. Was it yesterday? No, I don't think so. Okay. So thank you all for your patience to hear us today, for your help. Thank you, Founts of Mount Athos in England, the new American branch that is going strong. Thank you for your continued support. God bless you all, and see you in Mount Athos.
Thank you, Father, for incredibly comprehensive and, for me anyway, moving presentation of the work that's gone into the restoration of the cell. Slightly unfortunate news to report, which is that shortly after Father Philomenos left us earlier, they had the biggest earthquake yet this morning. Sorry to report this to you. I know you don't know it either. 5.4, which is the strongest one they've had since the activity started 2 or 3 years ago. I have some horrible photos which remind me a bit of your early days, because obviously the old building that Father referred to is really in imminent danger, and it's not just the building, it's the church that's attached to the building that is the primary worry. Just to report that all the fathers are fine. So
the building, is it any new cracks?
It's new cracks, yeah. There's some photos which were sent to you as well. But what strikes me about how everything happens at Άξιον Εστιν is that the fathers always smile. Their welcome is always warm, whatever happens. And that presentation, as I say, was very emotional. And obviously, we will do everything that we can to support the cell. Just for what it's worth, there is a small legacy in my will to the cell of Άξιον Εστιν. And if it's something that you would consider doing, I would recommend it. I just wanted to check, were there any questions?
Yes. I wondered if you could just say a little bit more about the community, the monks that you showed at the end. Obviously, you're very multi-skilled in carrying out this conservation work. If you need another skill, do monks from other monasteries come to help you?
They have. What happens with the monasteries? The monasteries, when they sell, because we sign a document, homologo it's called, like a contract, where they specify this is the elder, these are the fathers. Usually the monastery does not say. Our monastery says, okay, this is your cell. Do whatever you do, whatever you can with the cell. The monastery is helping. No, it's not helping directly. It helps with the funding, but you have to find your engineers. You have to find. Yeah, you can ask the monastery do you know anybody, but we do not have active help from the monastery. Active help. We have support, but don't have active help. So we have to find solutions on our own most of the time. The fathers in Kapsala, they are very helpful. They are very willing. But they have their own selves to support. They have problems in their own buildings, so it's more or less we are on our own.
We probably have time just for one more question before we break for tea at 1:45. So, is there one more question out there?
Well, I can ask another one.
Go on.
Do you have a problem with pests or rats, for example?
Thanks God, we've got cats. Thanks God we have got, because you can hear it in the on top of the plaster boards. You can hear all the time. They come into the kitchen. Thanks God we have got cats, and we raise lots of cats. So we have. I've built. By the way, we have 2 cells. We have another cell in where I am in Agios Vasilios. We are one brotherhood. So we have some chickens in the other cell, and we know to have fresh eggs. It took me about a year to get rid of. I was closing all the time. I was closing holes because they managed to find a hole, the rats to get into the kitchen. Now the building also same applies to the building. Many times we have found. Mouses or rats inside the. We have to live with them. Thanks God, there are cats. This is the answer. Yeah, lots of cats. Yeah.
Father, thank you. It was a real privilege to listen to you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Also, thank you for your time.
there is now a cup of tea outside.